But this is a little sentence from Prince Charles's introduction, which you'll see is right at the beginning here. And this is an illustrator from Iceland. You can probably see the feeling of the cold and the glacier, and they're wearing woolly jumpers and they got blonde hair. Her name is Gunella. And Prince Charles says children have a unique curiosity for nature and this amazing planet we call home. That's because part of being young is knowing that we are, in fact, part of nature. And your point, Mr. Dilly, is that, we've lost touch with nature. Children, generally speaking, have not. It's as we get older and we spend all our time in cars and offices and worrying about money and jobs and careers, then we lose touch with nature. So that's why this book is aimed at young people, so that they can remind the adults in their lives that actually we are part of nature, not apart from nature. So I'm just going to, this is an Iranian artist, remembering how he was inspired by nature when he was a boy, surrounded by trees and by birds and the sound of running water, thinking about the world we can't see, the microbes and the biodiversity we depend on. Thinking of the soil and the earth and the sky.
Is this the Aboriginal
This actually, no, maybe you could, it's actually an Indian artist called
Indian.
That's
wonderful. That is
like the
beautiful.
Fabric that you would expect. Isn't it beautiful the way it's done?
Amazing.
This is an artist who's zooming out, looking at the planet as being the only planet that we know has nature and life, and how special it is. This is an American artist. As we start to look at the damage people have done, you can see the sort of warning signs of the smog in the distance. This is an Israeli artist looking at all of the way in which we're having fun, but we're not thinking about nature. We're not thinking about the pollution that we're creating. Except just in the corner, the artist put a little girl who has noticed the beautiful fragrance of a rose. So, and then it moves on the story into the problems of the planet, of climate change. This is an Aboriginal Australian artist. And remembering what the countryside was like when his ancestors were there, but now it's all a desert because of climate change. And the trees are asking a question. Can you guess what the question the trees are asking? They're asking the question, why? Why are we doing this? And you can see that from the shape of the trees. So the pictures are beginning to tell the story in a way that, words can only do so much. This is a Chinese artist, as the melting glaciers in the shape of a polar bear lead to sea level rise. And now the mother polar bear can't reach the baby on the cliff edge there. And this is actually happening in the Arctic as we speak. And finally, it moves on to the promises we can make to use renewable sources of energy, to rewild the landscape, to label our products so that we know how far they've traveled and we know how much carbon has been emitted, and how we can get together to do important things like plant trees. And you can see people here from all over the world getting together. There's a little tree planting ceremony to suck out that carbon dioxide from the air, because it's up to us. It's up to all of us.
Could you just read that off the screen there, that last little bit there,
yes,
Christopher?
We can do this. We must do this, and we have to do it now because it's up to us. So
it's incredible that range in there, and thanks for showing us all those. I know it's quite a quick flick through there, but there's some wonderful things in there.